Rolling up to an out yard here. Gonna check the bees that are here and then unload some more bees. This spot here is about maybe an hour north of my house. It's up in the center of the what would be considered the thumb in Michigan. So in the past, I've ran bees out here. I've run upwards to 20 hives, and this particular area does really well. Typically around here, it's like a 40-acre field. That's what this one is that I'm standing in. And there's another 40-acre field back there. And between the fields, there's just woodlots and fence rows. So these fence rows around here are just loaded with forage for the bees. All right, so I'm gonna suit up, get a smoker going, and see if I can get these bees unloaded. So one day I'll have a proper beekeeping truck and trailer, but in the meantime, this is how I transport bees. When I do a small amount of bees, like one pallet, I just load it in the truck. It's nice because at home I can load it with my tractor. And then when I get here, I just have to manually unload it, but shouldn't take too long. So the bigger ones like this are always a challenge. I got to break the box apart. Fortunately today it's cool. It's only like 60 degrees, so that should keep them from flying a little bit. I'll try to smoke them up real good. Like I said, not the ideal way to do it, but I've been doing it this way for a few years now, and it works. You work with what you got, right? So these 4 hives here on this pallet I picked up from a commercial beekeeper about a half hour from here, and dropped them off a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago. And I want to go through them and see what's going on with them. So this particular guy does pollination with his bees. These bees were in Georgia, then they went to California, and they came back to Michigan for the honey flow. And these are some splits that he had made when they got back to Michigan. So the queen's got the whole top laid up. Oh, there's the queen. She is not marked. There's queen. I'm going to mark her real quick. Now that I know she's up here, I'm going to pop this box off and move them down. So these queens, they requeened these when they did the splits in May, he said. So, granted, I'm just taking him at his word, but he didn't seem like he seemed like the kind of guy who was pretty honest. Get rid of these frame feeders. There's the queen cage in there. Interesting. All right, so we're going to put 10 frames in the bottom. Here's my queen right here. She's going in the bottom. Put this frame with pollen and eggs in there. So pretty much that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through these, the other three here, equalize things out, find the queens, mark them, move all the brood except for one frame to the bottom, turn the top into a honey super, and see if we can start collecting a honey crop up here. So I've been working my way through the hives, and the one with the smoker on it there, they got a boost. Let me show you here. I started with this pallet and did the two on the left here. Did this one and this one. This one was pretty full. This one here on the left was packed. Two deep boxes. I mean, there was a feeder, so it was 8 frames and a feeder. And we had probably 6 of the 8 frames in both boxes were either cap brood or larva. So what I did was I paused that, and I came over here to this smaller hive that I had brought up. The one with the smoker sitting on it. They were smaller in size, and I was hoping to boost them. So I grabbed 3 frames of cap brood and put it in there. And then I started going through this one to see what needed to be done. And what I found was the smaller colony. Let's see if I can show you. Not much going on in there, but it's all drone cells. She's laying up a storm. I found the queen. She looks great. She's big. But there's not a capped worker cell. All you see is patches like that. Bees get it to the point where it's ready to cap, they're drawing it out. So I'm thinking this is a drone laying queen, and that's probably why this colony is a little smaller. I'd much rather have one less hive, but have a super strong hive that can make a ton of honey. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch her off. I looked at it real close. I went through a bunch of the frames to make sure I wasn't, wrong. I don't see hardly any worker brood in there, if any at all. There's like 4 frames of drone brood in there. So this pallet is completely done. And what I found going through these is, number one, they're nowhere near as friendly as my bees. Don't know anything about these bees other than they were not that friendly. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So what I got here was I dropped this first one on the left here to a single. I took the second box, turned it into a honey super, put a couple frames of a brood up there to bring them up, put an empty super on. This one here, I'm trying the double deep brood chamber. So it's a double deep brood chamber with a medium super right now. This one here on the left is single deep. Turn the second box into a honey super with a couple frames of brood. And then this one here appears to be queenless. I went through it 2 or 3 times, broke it all down the best I could not find a queen anywhere. I do see eggs in there though, larvae, and I saw about 5 or 6 mature queen cells that were capped or about to be capped. So couldn't tell if they were about to swarm or if they had lost the queen. Or maybe they did swarm already. There's still tons of bees in there though. So maybe they did swarm and what's in there is left, but there is about 2 boxes full of bees in there still. So looked and looked and looked, could not find the queen, so I went through there. I broke down, I left 3 queen cells in there that looked really nice, and I got rid of all the rest of them. And Got rid of the feeders. So I'm going to come back and check this one right here. Check this one out in a week or so and see what's going on with it. I took a bunch of brood from those hives and put them into these colonies. Each colony here got 3 frames of brood from the commercial hives I bought. That's how heavy the commercial boxes were. They were just packed with brood. So I boosted all these colonies. Now these 2 right in front of me, the 2 singles, the one on the left, drone laying queen, I got rid of her. The one on the right's queen right. I put 3 frames of capped brood in there. And what I'm going to do is drop some newspaper on here, do a newspaper combine. And we'll roll with 7 hives up here for now and see how it goes. All right, so that's good. Hopefully that works out fine and they'll combine. I'll come back in about a week and check them. Check all the other honey supers. Check this one, yellow one here on the right. See what's going on with them queen cells. I may have to bring a queen up here. Pretty happy with how the day went. And it's definitely, like I said, those commercial bees there, they were not that friendly. So I typically work my hives without gloves, and after one colony there, I'd been popped enough where I went and got a pair of gloves on, which I don't like because I feel like I crush a lot of bees when I'm wearing gloves, but what are you going to do? How many stings can you take, you know? So we've got 7 good colonies all supered up, ready for the big June flow. And we'll be back in a week or so to see how they're doing. Now I'm going to head over that direction, jump on the lawnmower and cut some of the grass here for the landowner. He's got an old homestead here and a little cabin, so I try to keep the grass cut for him when I'm up here and help out a little bit when I can. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a great day. Take care.